you one and all present here for the Guru Nanak College Center for Research, GNCR's one-day international workshop on digital portfolio through Classdojo. And this is organized today on the 9th August 2020, Sunday now. And the resource person of today's program is Ms. BANANI, a TESOL educator from the Institute of Applied Technology, Abu Dhabi Vocational Institute, and the Educational Training Institute in the United Arab Emirates. Dear friends, actually the students of the future we have with us now, and they will demand the learning support and which is appropriate for their situational context. And online learning is rapidly becoming one of the most cost-effective ways these days. In the beginning of the pandemic situation, I think all of us were thunderstruck of what to do, how to do, and from where to learn all these things. But later on, I think we have become awake and we started learning from various sources, starting from our own principle. We started learning many things about how to overcome the pandemic situation. And today we are awestruck because number of platforms are available now, and we keep learning every other day of how to reach our students effectively. And here is one such program. And dear teacher friends, if we are not willing to learn, no one can help us. But once we are determined to learn, I think no one can stop us. So that is how our Guru Nanak Center for Research of Guru Nanak College has been organizing so many programs to update ourselves, to upskill ourselves. And this is one such program. At this moment, I have great pleasure in welcoming our most respected General Secretary and Correspondent, Mr. Manjit Singh Nair, to our midst in absentia, and we request him to be present with us. And on all our behalf, I heartily welcome the resource person of today's international workshop, Mrs. BANANI Rai Chaudhary. She's a TESOL qualified educator from Abu Dhabi. And after some time, I'll be introducing her to you at length. And a hearty welcome to you, Mrs. BANANI. And it's really amazing to see you. And I'm very happy and delighted to welcome you to our midst. I know how busy you are, and you have really accepted, the moment we requested you. Thank you very much for that. Hearty welcome to you to our midst. Next is my pleasant task of welcoming our best motivator of the campus, Dr. M.G. Raghunathan, the principal of our college, who has been, there are so many adjectives which can be given to him. So he deserves all of the attributions, and he's the one, who has been activating all of us in conducting, in attending, in participating, in learning, all these things, to be prepared for today's situation. Hearty welcome to you, sir. Next is my pleasant task of welcoming the Dean Research, Dr. J. Jayanti, who has organized this program. She's the convener of this program. Hearty welcome to you, madam. Thank you for organizing all important programs for our betterment. And it's my proud privilege to welcome all the deans of various schools. For the information of the resource person, dear BANANI, we have got all schools, the School of Academics, School of Sciences, the School of Commerce, School of IT, School of Management, like that we have got School of Languages, which I belong to. Like that we have got so many schools of languages. We are bringing it to the international standard and following UGC guidelines. And I welcome all the deans of various schools of our college. I welcome our proud heads of all departments of both the shifts. We have got a very big band of teachers, dedicated teachers who have been working hard even during the situation. And on this Sunday, as you said in the beginning, so hearty welcome to all the heads of the departments and my learned colleagues of all departments and the student participants of this program and various other guests whom we have invited from all over the world. I think one by one is joining us. Now we have crossed 100 and we'll be expecting more in this group. So the house will be full soon. And we are very glad to welcome all of you to our midst. And it's again, my next duty is to introduce my beloved friend, Mrs. BANANI Rai Chaudhary. For the information of all the participants, 32 years ago, Mrs. BANANI and I started our career as a teacher in a residential school at Chengalpat, and that's where our friendship started. And she has come up to a very big level of a TESOL educator. TESOL means teaching English to speakers of other languages. So that is so. Let me just introduce her to you all. Mrs. BANANI is a TESOL qualified educator serving the Institute of Applied Technology, under the supervision of ADVETI. It means, the acronym ADVETI means Abu Dhabi Vocational and Educational Training Institute in the United Arab Emirates since 2008. She has served both the Indian and the Middle Eastern environment and is familiar with the public and private education sectors. Her mission as a teacher is to prepare her students to develop greater skills in academic English, both written and spoken, for success in a globalized society influenced by technology. And at the personal friend, I know her for all these years, and she has been a very, very effective teacher, and we are going to witness that very soon. And I used to admire her outfit and the smartness and the command over the language. And with all those merits in her, she was appointed by our managing director, Mr. Shivan Nair, as the principal. She was the principal at a very tender age in those days to our primary children, School 1, Ganga. That's the name of the school. And Saraswati is the middle school, and Ganga Yamuna is the middle school, and Saraswati is the senior school. And we were all working together for many years, over 3 years over there, and like that. So these are the few words of introduction about the chief guest of today's program. She will be deliberating on a digital portfolio through Classdojo. So with these few words, I heartily welcome one and all to this wonderful international workshop held today. So hearty welcome to Mrs. Banani. Over to you, please.
Thank you so much. Am I audible?
Yes, Banani.
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kalanidhi, principal, and all the other people who's there in the faculty and the management. I'm glad that Dr. Kalanidhi has given me an opportunity to speak to you. And I know, as she mentioned, it's a Sunday, an evening with the power cut. In spite of that, I can see the number of participants. I'm really overwhelmed. Thank you and welcome once again. I don't want to take away your time. Let's start. I will present my screen.
Ma'am, you can make it full screen.
Yeah, I made it full screen. Now, can you see it?
Yeah, ma'am, perfect. Dear participants, kindly pin onto Banani Chaudhary icon, which is presenting. There will be two Banani Chaudhary icon. You please pin onto the one which is presenting, so that to have uninterrupted viewing of the slides. Yes, ma'am. You can go ahead, ma'am.
Okay. I'll just my camera. Okay, is it perfect now?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, good evening. I'm of applied technology, and my presentation for is digital portfolio through Classdojo. Well, before I start this presentation, I would like to tell you that the context in which I'm going to present this session, I mean my slides, it is I teach in a senior secondary school. Now the setup is it's a vocational institute with grade 10, 11, and 12, only 3 levels. And used grade 9. Schools are in the local Emirates for the middle-level jobs. We have science, automation, engineering, science, and all these subjects are taught in English. So English is the medium of instruction in these institutes. It's a technical institute and it is applied technology. After here, they go to the, once they complete their grade 12 over here, they join the university. So it is 1 year less than your context. You are teaching a college where they have finished their 12, and I am at the end, the pre-college level. So just to keep this in your mind, that whatever I talk today, it will be based on this background. So, well, digital portfolio to Classdojo. In this presentation, as I've told you, I'm going to show you how high school work on Dojo portfolio. And they love to share their learning experience with the community. And through this app, we as teachers are able to track the students' behavior and communicate with parents. And Classdojo is a unique app. It's a free app, and it's a unique app which helps in developing students' critical thinking skills. How it happens, I will share with you today. It develops students' creativity. And when critical thinking skills and creativity improves, automatically students' self-confidence also improves. And all these helps me to improve or to manage my classroom. You know, getting a support for classroom management is a big deal. For the benefit and keeping in mind the time limit. Have a look.
What makes an amazing classroom? Or maybe it's something you can't see. Maybe it's about the classroom community you build with students, teachers, and parents. In a classroom where students all work together, persevere through challenges, and help each other out along the way, these moments should never go unnoticed. So let's get started. What skills do you want to recognize in your classroom?
Teachers can encourage students for skills and values such as working hard, and showcase their knowledge by adding photos and videos to their digital portfolio.
So before I go deep into this presentation, let me give you a little background of Classdojo. Classdojo was launched in the year 2011 by Sam Chaudhary and Liam Dawn, two education entrepreneurs, technology entrepreneurs with a teaching background in California, in the US for primary schools. And today we have 1 million users across the world. It's an app that helps teachers, students, and parents to communicate with each other. Now, in my case, it's totally a different context, as I've told you. The app was launched for primary school students. I have the apps in such a way cater to the needs of my high school students. So keep in mind, I have adapted the features of Classdojo for senior secondary students. And you can see they are all adolescent boys. I mean, year 15, 16, 17. These are the three ages where many of you are parents, where, you know, at this age, students undergo hormonal changes. And especially boys, they become very revolutionary by nature. And anything you give them, they will, if you're lucky, they will accept. If not, they might revolt. So it's not their fault, it is the age. Because of their hormonal changes, as I've told you, it's very difficult to handle use any language that will hurt them. So keeping all these in my mind, at one point of time, I was having some problem with certain classes, especially when it comes to behavior management. So at one point of time, my colleagues advised me that, Banani, why don't you try out with Classdojo and have a look at it? They have got, they gave me a good feedback. So I thought, okay, let me try. So I found it's an action research that I did, and that's what I'm going to share with you, that it's really good for adolescent students, and especially when we need to manage their behavior. It helps students to remain focused on class activities, and it's a unique app which is very user-friendly and interesting. So there are different features of Classdojo, and I think I have informed you that if viewers have an account, if you sign up with your account on Classdojo, it will be easier for you to understand, because I'll just walk through the app, and as I do that, I find it more interesting, and maybe I'll have a couple of activities, not to worry, not much in details, just to get in touch with you. I might give you a couple of activities, not now, maybe a little later. Okay, so there are many features. I will touch upon the class activities, posts, student submission, class stories, parents' message. Okay, let me go online. It's taking some time to connect. Okay, this is my class. Can you see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And this is my 7-1 AET. There are 24 students in this section. So you can imagine having 24 students. And when this section was given to me, many teachers expressed their concern that, Banani, be careful. I said, why? What have I to be careful about? It happens, students, all the classes won't have the same level of students. This class was quite challenging, and when I got them, I was informed that you have to be alert, because a section of students have less self-control, they're less focused. So keeping that in mind, I thought, let me see how it works. So this is my Dojo portfolio with you can see I have got tons and tons of activities saved on Classdojo portfolio. Since I'm a language teacher, and many of you are language teachers, you know that we have the 4 language skills: reading, writing, listening, and we teach them literature. I use my class to get my lesson, and it's not that I use it at the same stage, different stage. Today, if I use it at the warm-up level, tomorrow I might use it at the practice stage. Feedback. on. You can see this is a writing task, and writing is a productive skill. They have to write their essay. When I give them to write an essay, the moment I don't know why is it taking time. When I give them to write, sometimes they see the topic is recycling in the UAE. Now, when I give them to write, they find it a little difficult, miss, how to start, what to start. So some of them don't know. So what I do, we have real-time writing tasks. They have to write down on their notebook. Before they do that, I scaffold the activity. I don't know why is it not, it got. So I scaffold the activity in such a way that they have to write a 4-paragraph essay. So it's like 2 sentences. I draft the question in such a way so that somehow they should be able to, it should cater, it should answer the topic in such a way that they are able to draft their introduction of the essay. Then the second question will be such that they should be able to draft the body paragraph 1. So in that way, I scaffold the activity, which makes it easier for them to write, and they do their task first on Classdojo, and then on the following day, when they are thorough with the topic and the content, I give them to write on their notebook. Now, one thing I forgot to tell you, now when I give them a task, I create an activity over here. You can see, when I create an activity, I write the title, I give them ways of doing it. I have told them, if I tell them, guys, you have to do it in Word file, out of 24, at least 2 boys will say, miss, my Word file is not working. Okay, then can I do it on Pages? Fine, do it on Pages. If I tell them to do it on Pages, miss, my Pages are not working, can I work it on PowerPoint? So each one will have, at least 2 or 3 boys will be objecting if I tell them the the app to use. So I have given them full freedom. Guys, when I give you the activity, use any app that you want to. But eventually, when you have to upload the task, you have to upload it in the form of a picture or screenshot. In Apple, in iPad, they call it a screenshot. In Windows, we call it as picture. So in any form, and picture. So that's how they all upload the work. So when I have told them to use their own app, they were very happy. So they get the freedom, and at the same time, they're happy, I am happy. So this is how I reinforce writing task in them. Then this is the reading activity. Now I have to train them, in the Emirates, the protocol is once they complete grade 12, apart from the curriculum which comes from the federal government, which we have to train them, we have also to train the students for IELTS exam, academic IELTS. And you won't believe me, I have to train them to show a band between 6.5 and 7. Academic IELTS, a band 7 is not very easy. Even we as teachers have to practice a lot. So I get my students, and some of them come from Arabic medium, some of them come from international schools. So if they're coming from an English medium, it becomes easier for me. Otherwise, I have to work day and night and find out a strategy to help them improve their language, and especially these 4 academic skills, so that they are up to that level. And this is how I reinforce their reading task, reading activity. I give them the reading passage. I send it to them online. I tell them, guys, come on, read it. And I put the timer on. Once you are done, you have to, do the task and upload the screenshot on Classdojo. So this was reading on money. And all of them did it. And as they do, I give them the marks. It becomes very easy. This is Okay, this is data analysis. As I've told you, we have to train them for IELTS. And in IELTS, writing task 1 is data analysis. So you can see how they have analyzed this reading task. In order to reinforce the content, I gave them a reading passage. And once they finished that, I wanted to find out how much they understood this picture. So they have to analyze the data and write a paragraph. It's a 150-word writing task, which you have to finish in, say, about 20 minutes. So this is data analysis. As they finish, they upload the task. Then I have graphic organizer. You can see the topic over here, advantages and disadvantages of global currency. It's quite an advanced topic, and how they have planned their essay before writing it. And as I've given them the freedom to use their own app, some of them use Mind Map to do their plan. Some of them use Poplet to do their map. Each one of them have their own apps ready on their iPads, and they do it. And you can see it's a 4-paragraphed essay. In IELTS writing task 2, they have to write an essay of 250 words, 40 minutes. And you can see how nicely the student has planned the introduction, the advantages, disadvantages, and so on. Now the purpose in doing this is, previous day when I make them do this, following day it becomes very easy for me to make them write the essay. Or else it becomes very difficult. Miss, we can't think. Miss, we don't know the topic. Miss, shall we download an essay from the internet? And this becomes very difficult. So this is how I have, introduced Classdojo to another way. This is Saif Hamid has done his, graphic organizer plan. Then I have the grammar. I have to reinforce their functional grammar. Structural grammar also I use, and at the same time functional grammar, where this was the day I remember it was persuasive language. There's a little story that I need to share with you. I remember this day, the day I wanted to do this classwork. Unfortunately, it was the last period, and that too, it was the last day of the week. Imagine English class here in the Emirates, Thursday is the last day of the week. So last period of Thursday, and that also after a PE class. You can imagine the situation. My students, grade 11, they are coming from a PE period to attend an English language class. And before they came, I was just wondering, my goodness, will I be able to do this activity in my class today? So anyway, keeping myself ready, I said, okay, guys, it was initially to write a paragraph. I said, imagine you have a product. You're going to sell that product. How will you sell? Write a paragraph, a very convincing paragraph using persuasive language to convince your buyers. You know what happened? The moment I said that, the whole class revolted. No, we are tired. We cannot do all these. Oh, my goodness. I said, see, guys, if I give you a free time, I need to finish my pacing. I have to go with all the other teachers. We have a KPIs, key performance indicators. It comes from the government. We have to finish that. And I have to train you for the exam. I said, no, we can't do. And somehow I convinced them, listen, okay, fine. You don't have to write. Let's do it online. Okay. They were okay when I told them online. So this was the product. You can see the clock is ticking by before the stock runs out. This pure leather, which is made in Italy, and handbag, by the way, it was $12,000, but it is $7,000 now. The stock is limited. Somehow he convinced the buyers. I have, this is another. Only one plus. I said, be creative and try to design your flyer. So a couple of errors are there. Red rose, live 1 year. But then that is pardonable because some of them are coming from a it. Then this is another where the student did a good job. He had watch. Get brand new police watch, limited offer from 21st February to 9th, only from $299 to $199. This AED is dirhams. You just see the way he designed his poster with the language, the phrases highlighted: high quality watch, get it now. He's persuading the buyers. Only at Dubai Mall, don't miss the offer. Ratings from 4.5. So this is how they use their creativity to, complete their task and display. There are many things I'm making my boys do on Classdojo, and it's still loading. I use it to train them to do their CV because, at the end of grade 11, they have to go for their internship. They have to learn how to write their CV. So I use Classdojo. I tell them to do their CV and upload it on Dojo, which they are happy to do. This is something very interesting. This you should see. This is, it's jam. Line. Why is it not? Okay. So, and that was the time we started working online. And it was an emergency remote teaching. None of us were trained. But due to emergency, we all started using our creativity in using, the way to deliver our classes online. And this was, at that time, lots of cybercrime started throughout the world, not only here, anywhere, everywhere. Scams started coming to our emails, and since all of us were using online version, Zoom, Teams and all, so it's natural, it happens everywhere. So that was the time when we were told to do this. I told my students to design a poster with this topic, and Said Marwan, he was not ready to do. I said, you have to do and show me your way, your creativity. And look at the beautiful work this gentleman did. I told them to use the internet. They can use it because they need to find out information. Some of them were intelligent enough to paraphrase the information that they got from the internet, and some of them took it. And as long as they take the right information, I accept it. But you see the vocabulary, look at the graphics, look at the color combination, everything is perfect. As a student, he did a great job. So, and when he uploaded it, even other teachers were happy to see it. So each one of them, they had their work. Well, it's taking time to design their poster. This is another poster that Humaid Waleed did it. Sorry, it's not loading. Anyway, I don't want to waste my time on that. So there are many, many other activities that I have saved, and there are different genre, different ways, different skills, and so on. So this is about the portfolio aspect of Classdojo. Then I have Class Story. Class Story is another feature in Classdojo where I can upload pictures of students doing their work in the class, and I upload them for the parents to view it. You know, this is an app where see when I'm careful uploading pictures, some of them don't like it, so I see to it that it's not very obvious. Then comes the messages. This is something very important. As you know, parental involvement plays a student's productivity in their academic growth. If parents are involved, you can, even in an Indian context, if the parents get involved, students learn more. There's a psychological connection between parents and their children. So here you can see Mrs. Khadija Uthman, Humaid Waleed's mother. I'm very proud that you have been, a couple of errors are there. You have been teaching my son, Humaid. Thank you, Ms. Banani. So this is how Mrs. Khadija Uthman has written, and I have responded. Well, this is Mr. Humaid Al-Ali, Muhammad's father. This parental message, I have kept it optional. I didn't make it compulsory because some of them want to write in English, some of them don't want to write. But then I've told my students and their parents that if you don't want to go through the hassles of, calling up, filling up the forms, and then come and meet me, just drop in a couple of sentences. That's it. I will respond to your message. So this is how I encourage parents to communicate, how they have communicated. This is Majid's mother who has written the email, and hello, I'm Majid's mother. So this is how in every class I have three to four parents communicating. So this is how I use my Classdojo features. Wow, it's gone. Okay, now, ladies and gentlemen, I have a little bit of activity for you. It's not compulsory. If you're interested, I know you have signed up with an account. I would want you to create your own class. I will show you, I'll demonstrate, and I'll show you how to go about it. I would want you to add students to your class and create one activity for your students. And how to go about it, we'll work on it. Okay. Are you ready? Hello?
Yes, ma'am, we are ready, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Now open your Classdojo account. You must be seeing when you
Ready, ma'am.
Yes. Can you see your name on the right-hand side of your screen? You will see your name like this, and you will see a plus sign. You can just click onto the plus sign and write a class name. Like, let me keep Guru Nanak College. Guru Nanak College. Okay. And you can select, if you don't have
we have to sign up for this one.
Yeah, you have to sign up. I think it's on the registration they mentioned you have to sign up. Even if you can't sign up, you can see also as you wish. It's up to you.
Okay.
If you sign up, it becomes easier for you to understand. If you don't have the classes, if it's a college, you can write other and you can create your class. I'll give you a couple of seconds to do that.
Ma'am, for college, what we need to do?
Anything, yeah, you can write your college. See, when you sign up with your name, you
Okay.
can see your name on the right-hand side of your screen. Just tell me yes if you can see your name.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now on the left-hand side, can you see one plus?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Hit that plus. When you hit that plus, you can write your college name. You can write Guru Nanak College. Okay. You can delete it later. You can do a mock account. And as you do that, when you scroll grade, you can go down other.
Ma'am, while signing up, it's asking parent or teacher, something like that.
You are a teacher. You are a teacher. You have to sign up as a teacher.
Teacher. Okay. 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 Fine.
Okay. Anybody who has done?
I've done.
And then you,
Yes,
then you click. Wow, you can see I have got Guru Nanak College over here. Okay. When you click onto that create, you'll get your college. Now, can you see again on the left-hand side, add student? You can use any mock names. I'm using A, B, C, D. Okay, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, because they will ask for two names. Okay, okay, A, B, C, D, yes, I have got it saved. Then again, I go for another, do at least two students. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
It's quite
These are just
interesting, ma'am.
mock, mock names. Okay. I have made two students. You have got two students. You can just do it for the sake of, enjoying it. You can later delete it and you can have your own students. So on the left-hand side, you have your students ready, your class ready. You can have your portfolio, class story, everything is ready for you. And when you hit portfolios, you will get create activity. Are you able to see that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Hit onto this plus create activity. Now, I would request you to think of any imaginary activity that you would want your audience or your students to do. You can write the title. You can write, let us write COVID-19. Anything. You can give a title and you can write instruction. Do as directed and leave it like this and assign to class. Go down on the right hand side, you can see assign to class. Can you see this?
Yes, ma'am.
And hit
Yes, ma'am.
onto it. Hit onto it. And you have got your COVID-19. Your activity is ready. on the left-hand side. Yes, tell me.
Can you just repeat that, ma'am?
Okay. Can you see the plus over here on the left-hand side?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Hit onto that plus. When you hit onto that plus, you will see the title. You can type any title. You can write anything, and you can write instruction and then assign. Down you will see assign. You can see my cursor. I'm just going round and round. Okay. Is it clear?
Ma'am, yes, ma'am.
Fine. You have your activity ready. And as the students upload, you will be able to see. These are your students. Anything the students do in a minute, the teacher is able to see. Now, how the students will join? You don't have their email. And for 24 students, and in your classes, you all have 40 students, 50 students. It's impossible to keep a track. So what we do, can you again slowly go to the right-hand side and can you see student login?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, while adding student, excuse me.
Yeah, tell me.
While adding student, it's saying last name is required. Don't worry, student last name or.
Yeah. Just make up some last name. Just make up some imaginary last name. You can delete this account later. Just give some last. Because they always ask for 2 names, just to keep the student identification, because there may be names, same names for 2 students, 3 students. So they always want to identify them with the last name. So make up some name. Okay. Then hit onto student login. This is an interesting thing. When you hit onto this, can you see classroom login? Don't go to home. When you see classroom login, you can see over here student sign-in method, classroom login. The moment you hit over here, it will come, I agree, student account permission. You can agree or you can cross it. The moment you do that,
ma'am, while adding student,
beautiful.
Adding student is asking.
Tell me.
It's asking to change the settings. Students on. Is that we need to do things?
No.
Oh,
No.
While adding,
don't do anything.
While adding student, ma'am, it's asking whether you need to save the settings, something like that. Setting you need to change. Okay, I've done that.
Okay, you can save it.
Okay, I've done that. Yeah,
okay,
now
you can save it.
Okay.
Yeah, you can save it because this is just a mock class. So many information, you're just using imaginary information. So no problem.
Okay, after adding student, we have to add the.
Tell me. After adding student.
We have to click that student and we need to do or.
No, nothing. You are a teacher.
Okay.
Your class is ready. This is your class. This is your class. When you get this wall, means you are ready. And here is a creating activity. I'm showing you how to create your activity on the left-hand side. It is once if you start playing with it, you will get to know. And when you log in over here, you click. The best part is, you know what my students do? They have a scanning option. Confirm. When you click onto the scanner, there is a scanner which will show on your overhead projector. Anybody can scan in, and even now if you scan, you can get into this mock class. So this is how we allow students to do. Don't worry, even if you have not been able to do all the activities, whatever you did, save it and keep it. Maybe after a couple of minutes, I will tell one of you to share your screen to show me how far you went. So this is how we create on Classdojo. So before Yeah, tell me.
While creating activity, asking response time, text, video, photos, drawing, worksheet. What's that work?
Just ignore. Just put text.
Okay. All right.
Because if you put video and all that, you can do when you really take a class. You can play with it. Now just put text and keep it.
Okay. Can I just share my screen so that you can just?
Yes. 1 minute.
Okay. So coordinate here. Person now.
Just a minute. I'm coming.
Okay, ma'am. I share screen.
Yeah, 1 minute. Let me just come out of the screen.
My screen is visible.
I'm just opening it. No, not yet.
No, ma'am.
Yeah, I can see you. You're Kathir. Well, wonderful.
Thank you.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah.
Velachery college activity. Wonderful. I can see your activity. Oh, you've got 3 students.
Yes.
Thank you so much. So now you know, and if you play with it, you can just work on it. You can use it at any time for your student. And when the students will join, you will be able to see them. It is a real time, and no student can escape from your eyes. You can monitor them. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Very good.
Yes. I'll stop sharing.
Yes.
Thank you.
Anybody else who would want to share? Is there anybody else who would want to share? Okay, fine. Okay, then I'm going back to my presentation again.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so it was really nice to see that you could create your own class, you could add your student, you can create your own activity, and you can decide student login. So that's just, I wanted you to have an idea about how we work on Classdojo. Now, the next part of Classdojo is the toolkit. There are lots of applications and features that Classdojo offers free of cost. They don't charge you. There are many. I will just touch upon some of them, like the timer, noise meter, think, pair, share, music, and big. Okay, big ideas. I'll just go back to my Dojo and show you. Well, this is the toolkit of Classdojo, which is the best part. What my actual action research was done with this part of Classdojo. First is the timer.
Ma'am, where you went, ma'am?
Pardon?
Where you went, ma'am?
In the sense, where I went in the sense? Oh, this is toolkit.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Oh, yeah. Down. Thank you. Very good. You're going with me. Wonderful. I'm so glad to have such active audience, active participants. Okay. Now, if you click onto the toolkit, you will see the timer. Now, as teachers, when we give them activity, it's always good to have a timer, or else for one mind map, they will take 45 minutes, which I can't. I have 3 objectives in my class to finish, and I use the timer. Then I have random. Random is a very nice app.
And where is the toolkit? It's in a same area.
When you go to the class, wait, I'll show you. When you go to the class, you can see your student's icon, and down you will see the toolkit. I'll show you. Let me finish this, then I'll close this feature. Now, this is,
Yes, ma'am, I'm visible now. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
If I tell save Humaid, please sit together. No, no, miss, I don't want to sit with Humaid. You know what they do? They all want to sit with their friends. Imagine in a class where I'm going to do group work, I need a heterogeneous group where mixed ability students. Now, if all the good students sit together, what am I to do? I said, no, nothing doing. If Classdojo is doing your group, you have to follow Dojo. And that's how they follow Classdojo grouping. Even the group maker also does this. It's a very nice way of doing. Now, this is noise meter. Can you see the blocks going up? Hello? Hello? You can see it's a sensitive feature. Yes. Which did a miracle for me in Classdojo action research. My boys, the day I displayed this, any activity I do, whether it is individual work, pair work, group work, I use this. The purpose of doing this is to help them self-control. They have to control the noise level of the class. I said, guys, I can't be spending my time in disciplining you to keep quiet. So the first day when I displayed this on my overhead projector, they started clapping, hoo, ha, they are doing just to see the blocks going up and down. I said, no matter how much fun you make of me, I am not going to stop using this. Now, what happened? Every activity I started using my noise meter, and slowly they got used to it. And ladies and gentlemen, I am not exaggerating. This has worked on their psychology in such a way that it has improved their concentration level, their self-control, everything. And on the whole, it helped them to think critically and be more creative. I will show you another thing where if I go back to my presentation, this is my class. It's an individual activity going on, and I told my students, guys, you can talk, but talk softly. There are classes on the either side. If I keep shouting and you keep shouting, then what is the use of coming to a class? And this has done a miracle. All of them started developing their concentration level. Before, if I would give them any reading task, oh, I can't concentrate, I don't understand. This has improved their concentration level, and they are able to complete their work. Their productivity increased, and on the whole, it has improved their class exam results. So this is how I use noise meter in my class to improve their productivity. Well, before I go to my next slide, I'll just play this. This is a little endorsement by one of my students.
Hi, I'm Marcus from grade 11, and I have been using Classdojo in Miss Banani's class to save my class homework and all other editing here. In my opinion, the best part of Classdojo is the portfolio. It makes class more interesting and stimulating. Classdojo is accessible to parents and administrators. Well, it's not that we need our parents to monitor our progress as we are senior students. We have our responsibilities. However, it gives my mom an opportunity to see my progress, which she enjoys a lot. By the way, I have my academic portfolio on many platforms like TESOL or Weebly, but Dojo has a different impact. It allows me to see my daily progress and how my thought processes in real time by submitting screenshots of my work.
So that was a little endorsement by one of my students. And going back to the Dojo again, the toolkit that I have, sorry. Where is my, okay. Okay, so I have, so here is the toolkit that whatever I have been using. Then there is Think, Pair, Share, where I can give them a topic and they think, they share it with their pair. I mean, they discuss it with their pair and then they share with the class. What are you grateful for today? What is something you've grown better at in the last week? Recall a time you struggled lately. How did you handle it? So these are some questions given. And music, sometimes I use, but then I have to be careful about the cultural aspect. If they need to, I use it. If not, it's up to the teacher. Sometimes for a change, I do use it. So this is how I use the apps. And when I go back, those who have already, signed up, you can see on the right-hand side, we have got remote learning on Classdojo. When you hit this link, you will get the all the workshops that goes on Classdojo, live workshop. If you register with their workshop, you will receive an email from them, and every 15 days they are holding beautiful workshops, and they are all free of cost, 100% free, and they give you a certificate. This is Katie, who's doing a great job in enhancing the productivity of the students through Classdojo. So you can do that. And then you have the classroom decoration pack. I'm not going to hit on this because it will take time. You've got umpteen number of things to decorate, to use it for your class to decorate. And that's what I'm trying to show you. They have the hall pass. They have, this is Katie's screen. And this is something very important, that is certificates. You know, in our school at grade 11 level, we are training our students to do capstone research project. And they have to write a research of 2,000 words, and it can be based on their STEM or STEAM project. They can take help. They have to think of a solution. They can help of their engineering science teachers, the science teachers, maths teachers, anyone, and think of, my boys did beautiful projects on electronics, solar equipments, and eventually they have to write an essay of 2,000 words where it should be based on research. So I have to train them to go to the internet, find out typical research which can help them to understand the problem and find solution. They have to follow the APA format. So you can imagine it's quite a strenuous job which we have to do, and the students also are trained to do that. So this gentleman, Saif Ahmed, did a beautiful work, and he wrote the individual research report, and I awarded. Was so happy. This is like a work booster for the students, and it really did a great job for me. You know, there are many other ways you can gift them and make them more focused. So these are the main tools that I have been using in Classdojo. So to tie up the whole thing, I can tell you that it helps students to be on task. By the way, another important thing I would like to tell you, that there's a number of doctoral dissertation going on in US at the St. Catherine's University, Maryland College of, Mary's College of Maryland. They are investigating the actual and perceived efficacy of Classdojo, which is something very great. It works on their cognitive skills, the students' cognitive skills. It reduces distraction. When they get used to the noise meter, automatically, they start thinking of their content. They are not aware of it. I don't show them that they are really concentrating, but I am watchful. Their self-control improves. And once they're able to control themselves, their concentration level improves. And that's it. You have hit the nail. And once that is there, anything you give them, they will do it peacefully and happily. They will enjoy doing their work. This gives them an instant interest towards preparation, and the variety of features keep them on topic, and overall improvement in academics, which is what we want them. Our objective, whether you are in a school or in a college, your objective is to make them do well in their exam. So I can, just a moment. This is a little bit of data I have to share with you. The colored columns are the summative assessment, and the white ones are the formative assessment. This class, this 11.1, which I shared with you, when they came to me, their diagnostic test, their score was 51%. And at this stage, I took them, and within 10 months, you can see their first term, it came to 65. This is only English. Then it went up to 72, from 72 to 77, and their end of the year exam was 85. And the whole school congratulated me when they found that I really worked on these students' academic improvement. And now I have almost the whole school using Classdojo, and our school has created an account. So this is about my Classdojo action research on their cognitive skills. And hopefully next year I have a plan to continue with my research, and next year's research will be a little different. I'm going to work on their values of life. I will design my lessons in such a way that in a very clever way, I will integrate perseverance. I want my students, when I teach them English language, I want them to develop the skill of being persistent. I want to be empathic. They should understand those feelings, which is essential at this level. And I want them to understand gratitude, to be gratitude. They should be thankful to people. These are the things which I have planned, and my whole community is quite excited. They are waiting for me to do it. About my class, if you have any question, you're most welcome to ask me. I'm very active on social network. You can get in touch with me. And if you have anything to say, you are most welcome. Where is my screen? I have lost my screen. Yes. Am I visible?
No, ma'am. You need to switch on your camera.
Can you see me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. If you have any question, I'm there to respond. You can ask me.
Dear participants, if you have any doubt, kindly unmute your mic and you can ask directly to Banani Chaudhary, ma'am.
Anybody?
Ma'am, one person has asked, in what way it is different from Google Classroom?
Okay. Well, I'll tell you, Google Classroom, it is there, but Google Classroom, you have to have very high connectivity, and Google Classroom doesn't allow all these features. Google Classroom doesn't allow you to communicate with parents so intensely as Classdojo does. yeah, I use Google Classroom also. I use Apple Classroom because I'm an Apple certified teacher and we are working towards Apple Distinguished School. But Classdojo is something, I'll tell you one secret. Google Classroom, Apple Classroom, when I start, my students are highly tech savvy. They will say, I'm not getting connected. They will use some features where the connectivity will not come and I will not be able to see my boys. So what I do, I said, all your classroom, keep it down. I do Google Classroom and all when I have, little more time in hand. 45 minutes. You have to finish your objectives, deliver your lesson. In those 45 minutes, this Classdojo takes only half a second for the students to get in touch. Connectivity is very important. We have 101 applications. Now, all these applications, if it takes more time and if your connectivity is not good, then again, you'll get betrayed. So Dojo is something which a fraction of a second it gets connected. No students can cheat me. Even if they say, Miss, I don't have the connectivity, see, they know more than me. Nothing doing, everything is fine. Get into I will display the what do you call that? The scanner code. And when you display the scanner code, they get up from their chair. The kinesthetic aspect also takes place, and they scan, they find. The Google Classroom is just like any classroom. I want something different and a variety. So if you have Google Classroom, you can do sometimes for a couple of days into some other app like Classdojo or any other app. This gives a variety. I keep Dojo almost every second day because ours is, you have seen, we don't have any paper or pencil. Even an observer gets in. If I show a paper, there will be a note written. The teacher has used note. We cannot. It's strictly prohibited. Everything is online, and you have seen my class. Each class has their projector. I have to go with my app. I have to roam around to the classroom and do my teaching. So Classdojo is the only app which in a second it gets the connectivity. So that's how you can use Google Classroom. Not much of difference. However, it takes little time for Google Classroom to load. So that's the reason. It's not much different. You have a right, you can use it, but not much of difference. This is another question.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, is there any restriction for the number of students and classes in Classdojo?
No, I don't think there are any restriction as of now. Our whole school has registered. If you register as a college, they are very happy and they will give you the pro account. You don't have to pay for it. And once you do that, you will receive everyday messages and they will create all the resources for you and they will do it. Because in the Indian sector, not many schools are familiar with Classdojo. If you go to school in India, they are all using Classdojo because parental commitment is there. When parents come in, which is not much available. I mean, you cannot do it on Google Classroom. Here, if you want, I don't know about like in a college, you don't. But here, we prefer parents to get in. Because when the parents are there, it's easier for us to decide the student's career. If they want to opt out for anything or any subject, we can convince the parent. So that's how we use it quite often. And if you write to them, they will respond to your to your email.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, what kind of activities can be given for science students using Classdojo?
Oh yes, science teachers. Oh, many of my friends had they wanted to join today's thing. Like I gave them the screenshot, not realizing that it was the hyperlink was not active. The science teachers also use it. Now, there are options of video. When they do a project, Like one student did, what was it? A solar panel that it was I mean, they are growing plants in a solar box, which I won't be able to explain much. And the science teachers did it. And how it is working, the video, the students uploaded on Classdojo. He edited it, he made it, like it cannot be a very high definition video. And when the parents saw, they were overwhelmed. Imagine parents seeing their child's video on the school Classdojo. Science teachers also upload. And if you want to upload your video, like we do it on YouTube and Edpuzzle and all, there are options. If you talk to Katie, I showed you Katie's link I gave you. If you communicate with Katie, respond and a better idea how to help maths and science teachers. Because in my institute, I'm the only English, we are, I mean, 3 or 4 English teachers. Rest of them are all science and technical teachers. They all use Classdojo. Okay. I remember one student did a STEAM project. We have STEM and STEAM. It was an artificial hand. How he used it, he did everything on Dojo. And parents were able to see it. That's the uniqueness of this app. Anything else?
Ma'am, I think you already answered, but in what way it is ideal to compare with Edmodo, Moodle and other platforms?
Yeah. Moodle management, LMS. Learning management means where you are uploading your lesson plan, where you upload your I have an Edmodo account, I have Schoology, we have all those because it's a technical school. As many apps I use, I get more points. So now what we do in Edmodo and Schoology, it's a learning management. Learning management is a little different from Classdojo. Your learning management will allow you more features, but upload, it's a class. If you're allowed, if your college allows you, you can do it. But for us, they have told us, teachers, we have our own ministry learning management. So don't use Schoology, don't use Edmodo. Use our ministry learning management. So ministry learning management is for classwork, homework, those. But to create a portfolio, now that boy, Saif Hamad, he has done 101 activities. When I click onto Saif Hamad's name, all his files pop up. And when I see that, when I show it to the parents, my child's work. Whereas Edmodo doesn't give you all this. You have to upload, click onto every file and see. And Edmodo is only when you give marks. The Excel sheet comes out when you give marks. So that's little subtle differences are there, but each one is unique in their own way.
Thank you very much, ma'am. And more than questions, we have a lot of compliments and they have thanked you.
Oh, I'm so glad. I'm overwhelmed.
One of our MSc student, he has told, thank you, ma'am. It was a very informative session and it's something that would be highly beneficial for both students and teachers to have better control over the teaching and learning program.
Thank
it would certainly enable us to be more productive and have increased efficacy in the class.
Wow, wonderful. I'm so glad.
A lot of
yeah, tell me.
Yeah, dear participants, if you have any questions, you can unmute yourself and ask Madam directly.
And I am quite active on social media. You can always email me, and I'm there on the LinkedIn. I'm very active. You can go to my account. And I'm always doing this year I couldn't travel to India. Every 6 months I go to India, and you'll be surprised to know my house is in Velachery. So every 6 months I go to Chennai because I'm settled in Chennai. Although my husband and I, we work in UAE. And this year I couldn't travel due to the COVID. And I'm busy with all these conferences, and I have kept myself engaged.
Thank you so much, ma'am. In such case, we are over to Kalanidhi ma'am.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Mahendra, for being a very excellent host for today's program. I'm really very happy that you have supported us a lot, Dr. Mahendra. Now over to Mrs. Banani. Really, Banani, I think I should say that today we could learn something new. I think Classdojo has got lots of scope in teaching learning process, and I think we will also give a try to it. And one of the participants was very active in sharing his screen. Really,
I was so happy to do that.
Yeah,
Mr. Kadirvel.
Mr. Kadirvel, thanks to Mr. Kadirvel for being
Thank you
very
so
active
much.
participant in today's
Ma'am, no
program.
problem.
Thank you.
Yes.
That was nice, ma'am.
Thank you.
We have learned a lot.
Sir, we will be
I'm
happy if you could introduce yourself, sir.
Yeah,
Yeah.
myself, Kadirvel from Velachery College of Engineering.
Okay. I can
I've
make
been
out.
working around 14 years experience, system domain as well as cloud storage.
Okay. Okay. Which platform you all use?
I'm in AWS cloud
No,
architecture.
do you all use any particular platform for the cloud storage? I mean,
Yes, ma'am.
like
Yes,
for us?
we do for college.
Okay. Okay.
It's quite interesting, ma'am. Thanks.
Okay.
Keep your work
so
doing.
much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm so glad. Thank you, Dr. Kalanidhi. Thank you, doctors, all the doctors. I'm so.
Ma'am, just give your contact number, ma'am, so that we can just have a one-to-one conversation.
You can take it from Dr. Kalanidhi. She has all my details, my contact number, my email, everything is there with her.
Please leave your details in the chat box. We'll contact you.
Yes, sure.
Mr. Kadirvel, can you please give your contact details in the chat box? We will post it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can. I have my email. You can take my email from Dr. Kalanidhi, and you can email me. My email is bcbanani@gmail.com. I can write it on the chat box.
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe if I do it on the chat box,
Yeah,
I can. Okay. Thank you so much. I was overwhelmed with the number of participants and the participation.
Actually, there's another program going on. Please wait. There's another program going on. That's why many of our participants could not be with us. Now, I now request the convener of this one-day international workshop, Dr. J. Jayanti, the Dean Research, to kindly give her concluding remarks of this program. Dr. Jayanti, please.
Thank you, Kalanidhi ma'am. You have to just tell me if I'm audible because I'm having a lot of network issues from this side. Am I audible, ma'am?
You're perfect.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, thank you so much. A very good evening to our resource person, Mrs. BANANI Chaudhary, dignitaries, and all the participants. The information technology is playing a major role for both the students and teachers to achieve a better understanding, learning, and also for teachers to improve their teaching skills. We have been learning many such tools, especially during the lockdown period. We thank our resource person for having given us the knowledge on development management system tool. This workshop made us understand to use the tool effectively to communicate to the students as well as to monitor the student development. The workshop taught us about enhancing the classroom management and the classroom culture. Thanks to the resource person for this informative session. Thank you, Banani ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care in this time. Take care of yourself. Take care of your health. And
thank you. Thank you.
Once again, Banani. Thank you very much, Dr. Jayanti, for your effective concluding remarks about today's program. Now, may I now invite the host of today's program, Dr. Mahendra Kumar, Assistant Professor of Department of Biotechnology, to kindly propose a word of thanks. Sir, please.
Thank you. Thank you very much, ma'am. Good evening, everyone. Dear participants, I feel very happy to propose the vote of thanks for the international workshop on digital portfolio through Classdojo, organized by the Guru Nanak Center for Research, Guru Nanak College Autonomous, Velachery, Chennai, held on 9th July 2020, that is today. August 2020, today. I wish to extend my grateful thanks to Ms. Banani, the resource person of today's workshop, for having accepted our invitation and sparing her valuable time and enormous knowledge and experience with Classdojo with us. wish to sincerely thank our management, especially our most revered General Secretary and Correspondent, Sardar Manjit Singh Nair sir, our respected Principal, Dr. M.G. Raghunathan sir, for their constant support, guidance for the planning and execution of this international workshop. I'm also thankful to Dr. Rajshri, the Controller of Examinations, the Deans of various schools, heads and faculty of various departments of Guru Nanak College for your participation. I thank our Dr. LRS Kalanidhi, Vice Principal Students Affairs, the Organizing Secretary of this international workshop, and Dr. J. Jayanti, Dean Research, the convener of this workshop, for organizing such an useful and informative workshop. I thank all the participants from all over the country who showed keen interest and very active participation in today's workshop and made this one a grand success. Once again, I thank one and all. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mahendran. Thank you, Dr. Jayanti, for having organized this wonderful program. Thank you, Mrs.
BANANI, for the wonderful session that you have given. This actually, to go vote of thanks was by Dr. Mahendran, so I did not speak much on that. But actually, this is a wonderful tool because we can actually monitor the student development as well as to maintain a classroom culture, especially when you mentioned about the noise meter. I think you can. This is a very big eye-opener to many of the teachers who are teaching online, because class control is very, very important, especially when we are now teaching online, where we are actually not able to interact with the student one-to-one. It is a very great thing that you have told about us regarding this particular tool. It's just going to change our life in the future, in our teaching process, and also in terms of the students in the learning process.
Exactly.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much.
Want to know more about these topics? Please follow us at Guru Nanak Center for Research YouTube page, Facebook, Instagram, and don't forget to subscribe our channel. Thank you.